So we had a special request about what the commute is like from BSU over to North Meridian. What is that commute like? Let's find out next. Hey everybody, Dave Edwards, Treasure Valley Dave here, your great real estate agent by your side when it comes time to buy a home, sell a home, or even relocate here to the Treasure Valley. And if you are living in the Treasure Valley, you might wonder, well, what if I have to commute from BSU out to North Meridian? So I took a sample a little bit after 5 o'clock on a regular weekday and right in the traffic and everything else. And wanted to give you a real life feel for exactly what it's like. So, you know what? Let's just get right into it. All right, so we're going to start out in the Treasure Valley, Boise State, North Meridian, and we're going to go over to the very northwest corner of it, over by Paramount. There we are on the campus of BSU. Oh, yep, you're right, Dave. It's time to go. And this is the route we're going to take. There's several different routes, and we'll talk about those later. But I wanted something that, I don't know, was kind of enjoyable. So here we are leaving the campus. What a beautiful day it was, too. A nice mid-August day. Kids back to school here at the university. Having a great time, apparently. I would. So as we're going through this, I did cut out parts of where I'm just stopped at the stoplight. That just kind of makes sense because, I mean, I was bored driving it. I imagine you could probably be bored watching it. So obviously, here at the top view, we have the front of the vehicle, the Honda, yeah. And then on the bottom view, we have a view off to the passenger side of the vehicle. I don't know. I just thought I'd try it out, see what you guys thought. Let me know in the comments. Does something like this work for you? After I'm watching, I'm going, I could get kind of seasick watching that. But then I was thinking, you know what? What if you're a dog and that's the view you get? It's like, okay, well, I thought we could suffer for our fine fur friends. Yeah, so we had one of our viewers, AM. I don't think that's his real name, but be that as it may, he asked, because apparently he's going to be moving up here at some point in the future, and was curious about what's this commute like. So that's why he did this for. So if you guys are watching and you have some questions about what something's like, I mean, we're not filming, that movie Jackass or nothing like that, but be glad to go out and give it a shot for you. We like to do video. So yeah, it's a beautiful green day. There was a co-ed. Dang, we went by too fast. So no, I was thinking about like speeding this up, making it go a little bit faster. But then I thought, well, no, I want to give you the what it feels like as we're driving. So there we are. We're going to leave the campus. We're going to shoot kind of north into downtown. And then from downtown, we're going to take, the main street to get out onto the connector, which I guess connects downtown Boise with the interstate, I-84. Actually, in this case, it's going to be I-184. That's the one that goes across the top of town. So here we are going by the campus on the right. You'll be seeing downtown Boise just as soon as we get around this little curve. And we're coming up. We're going to be going right over the Boise River right here. And, of course, this is where you can come and, just relax. You can do some tubing. I believe I've seen people out there fishing before. Look at this guy in the red truck trying to race us. There's our library there on the left. I've been there many times. That's where they have the Friends Library book sale. On the right is where we have Julia Davis Park. And what's over there? Well, we have the, looks like a fine art museum there. And then also we have the zoo. So if you want to go see the camels. And, right along the river is also where they have the green belt. So you can go over there and walk it. You can see the giraffes with their heads out above their little fence area, because that's how giraffes are built. And you see the Capitol right up there, right in front of us, going down the street. I have to tell you, I mean, I'm not necessarily thrilled that they have a Marxist for a mayor, whereas sometimes a Marxist, dang, we almost made that light. Oh, there we did. Magic of editing. But I have to say that Boise is a pretty nice downtown. It's the Capitol. It's got the university right there. So you would think if there's any place that's going to be liberal, it would be this place. And yeah, it is more liberal than, say, Nampa, Caldwell, places like that, or just about any place else in the state. Compare it to, like, I don't know, Davis, Sacramento, Portland, nothing like that. But anyway, I was going on to say is that it's so clean. I mean, do you see any tents? Do you see any poop? Do you see bums? No. It's just a really nice downtown. You feel safe. You can walk around this, and I have been down there at night for a dinner or something like that, and then you're thinking, oh my gosh, capital city, liberal city, it's going to be kind of rough. Nope, sorry, not at all. And I have to think too that, if you are the kind of person that likes a rough town or to create a rough town, this might not be the place for you. You'd probably have a little bit more fun over there in Boise. I'm sorry. Where's my head? You might have more fun over there in Portland or Seattle, Sacramento, maybe someplace in the Bay Area. Austin, maybe. But look at this. This is the downtown. And it's not a difficult downtown to drive around in. Yeah, you've got a few one-way streets, and you kind of figure those out. And you just go. GPS is kind of handy sometimes if you're trying to get someplace specific. And it's just a few blocks off of this main road. And then we don't have the skyscrapers anymore, and things really start spreading out, and then you'll have residential. And yeah, I mean, I kind of like this. So what's the biggest town you've ever lived in? And was it as easy to navigate as this? It's going to be a tough one. So there comes the connector up in front of us. This is kind of the beginning of the I-184, Interstate 184. And gosh, Dave, you're in the wrong lane. Get over there. There we go. So we've left downtown, and you can stay on this freeway. And there's a couple different ways we could get to where we're going. There always is in Idaho, in the Treasure Valley anyway. And we're going to be taking this exit here on the right. We could keep going straight until we get to, out west. But I just wanted to go this way this time. See what you guys think. And we're going to be getting off here on, it's going to be Chinden. Chinden, actually, back in the old days, apparently there was a Chinese garden on this road. And I guess just shorthand, it got turned into Chinden. And that's just what it's called now. So there it is. We're going to be going up that way. And then we get a little bit further. We're going to make that little dog leg onto Curtis. And then we're going to get on Ustick. Why is that? Why not? That's what I figure. And you probably wonder, gosh darn it, it's beautiful right now because it's August, but what happens when it snows? I got to tell you, it's not that bad. All right, so they're prepared. They plow these main roads, certainly the interstate and any highways, but these main roads, they get plowed right away, and you'll really have no problem out there driving around on them. We do not salt our roads here. So if you're from, say, I don't know, Nebraska, and you're used to seeing anything more than 2 years old being rusted out, you're not going to see that here. Old vehicles do just fine. And what I would say, though, is if you're not real used to it, or if you're driving slicks, then you might want to leave a little early and drive a little slow. Our first several years here, we just had the front-wheel drive Toyota van, and we got along just fine. We had pretty decent all-weather tires and didn't have any problem whatsoever. So yeah, this is where you're going to see a lot of your traffic, especially at this time of day. So we left the campus at 5:05, and so this is how thick the traffic is. I mean, compare this to, say, 1 o'clock in the afternoon. This is really terrible. Oh my gosh, the drama. Compare this to Watt Avenue. I mean, are you kidding me? Or Greenback? This is nothing. This is a side street. Yeah, this is not bad. But then again, full disclosure, like I say, I cut out the waiting time at the stoplights. And how long did it take to actually go this, was it almost 14 miles? You'll find out at the end. We're going to debrief you at the end about our trip. I wonder if I'll get a chance to let somebody in. Oh, yeah, I did just let that Honda in, didn't I? See, back in California, it's a sport to see who can cut off. Idaho, it's like, okay, who can I let in? And that's kind of what we do. A lot of shopping out here. So we're getting like close to the Benchy area. So the Bench, you have the old town Boise. It's kind of like down by river level, I guess. And then you go west from there, and then all of a sudden the topography, ooh, good word there, huh? It just kind of like rises up several tens of feet. I don't know, like 100 feet maybe. And then you'll see some different roads that will just go up. Well, like if you're going up to the Boise train depot, you see how that road kind of goes up like that. And once it's up there, it's kind of very flat, like a bench, and then ergo, that's why they call it the Bench. So what else about snow driving? Take it easy. Getting going never seems to be the problem. I'd say more often than not, the biggest issue people have would be stopping. And you can have four-wheel drive all day long, but you're not going to stop any faster than anybody else. So just kind of go slow. So now here we're making that left onto Curtis off of Chinden. And then right there, boom, it's going to be, guess what? Ustick. That's kind of a funny name, isn't it? Wonder how they came up with that. So there's that little curve, and now we're going to be going straight west down Ustick. So Ustick was named after Harlan P. Ustick. Came out from, was it Connecticut, I think? And way back, 120 years ago now, almost. 1903, 1909, something like that. Oh, so look at the bottom view here. Look at the mountains. You're going to see those in various shots as we go through. But not bad. I mean, okay, there's a building. Hey, wait for it. Oh, there it is. And then we're going to gain some altitude here, getting up on the bench. Remember, we talked about that. There's those beautiful mountains. And if you have to have mountains, I'd rather have these. Have you ever seen those mountains around Denver? Not something I'd want to drive around. Well, I have driven around them. And anybody ever been over Loveland Pass in an 18-wheeler? Yikes. Yep, that was me. We could talk about that when we go out to lunch. So now we're on Ustick proper, and we're heading straight west. So Harlan P. Ustick, he was starting a town of Ustick right in this area, just a little bit further down. And he had various different stores. It was platted out. They had actual streets. This street, Ustick, was actually called Market Street because every town needs a Market Street, right? And they had the Ustick Bank. And there's a couple buildings that are still standing. And I do believe that bank building is still standing. And we'll see that a little bit later on the left. And you could tell that the street wasn't always as busy as it is now because some of these houses are kind of like right built where they enter the street. The driveway of these houses, you see on the bottom there, they just come right onto the street. And they probably wouldn't do that today because the street gets a little busy. But then again, we're a few minutes after 5 o'clock. So you'd expect it to be busy because it's rush hour. That's when everybody drives slower. Don't know who named it that. Huh. But we're still getting around pretty good. Gas station. Is that a Maverick? Probably. Ooh, let's get around this guy. There we go. So worried about that red car. But then I go, you know what? That's not California. I think we'll be fine. Ooh, that looked like Glenn Beck. Could have been. I know he comes up here. And there's an Albertsons. And have you noticed too, even though this is like an older part of town, I mean, the town of Ustick, right? But so we got 2 lanes this way, 2 lanes that way, and then that middle lane, which would be a turn lane for turning. But I've been in so many older towns that they try to jam in as many lanes and they don't have that center turn lane. And then somebody decides to turn and it just kind of messes up everybody's day. Everything just comes to a stop and then people try to get around and then it just seems like a recipe for an accident. But here, no, we've got the extra space. I think they did pretty good. And you're going to see that later as we get down Ustick a little bit further. Or maybe it's a different road. Yeah, we'll find out. But you can see that there's still plenty of space, even though it's only 1 lane each direction now, that there's still space to widen up these roads when, demand requires it. I wonder if that's Evel Knievel right there. We just went over the Boise River. Maybe he's looking for the snake. You can do it this time, buddy. You can do it. Uh-oh. Another red light. Green light. Love the magic of editing, right? Not much to look at on that bottom pane, huh? Not that much traffic. That was a good shot. And really, even on the road we're on, look at that, not much traffic. Rush hour traffic. Everyone's leaving downtown Boise to get out to points west. And it's still not that bad. Could you live here? I could. Oh my gosh. We talked about what's the biggest city I ever lived in. For me, it was 6 million people. And we lived in right downtown. And it was a foreign country. And driving, parking, anything dealing with a car was seriously rough. They didn't have beautiful roads like this. It was all tight and fast. And yeah, really traveling and being in different places makes you really appreciate what we have here. So, but I understand it. Let's say you've lived here in the bench for the last 50 years and it used to be like a cow path and you're going, oh my gosh, there's so much traffic. Armageddon's around the corner. I just know it. But compare this to other places, especially places that have such economic growth. We have such an economic engine right here in the Treasure Valley. You've heard of Micron. They're the chip maker outside of town, just out to the east of Boise. They just got a 15B with $1 billion contract or loan guarantees or something from the federal government so they can make more chips because we apparently need to start making chips in America. I don't know. But imagine how that's going to turn over in the economy. Hiring people are moving here to work there. Yeah, not bad. And not to mention, we have so much else going on. Did you know that the world headquarters of Winco is right here in, I think we're in Meridian now. Almost, anyway. Oh, I think that's right there on the left. That's the Harlan P. Ustick Bank. Hopefully you didn't miss it. You got to rewind if you need to. And Albertsons, world headquarters, right here as well. Simplot, at one point, they made every single French fry for McDonald's. I think that's changed by now, but I mean, that's saying something, right? I'm sure there's still quite the supplier for McDonald's, and why not? Idaho potatoes, have you heard of that? All right, people. So anyway, we're going out to Northwest Meridian. Why? Well, because AM asked. And I chose over by the Paramount area. That's a subdivision that I've spent some time in, and it's really a special little subdivision. Every street is named after a movie or a producer or an actor or actress. Can we say actress anymore? And it's shaped in the shape of a big giant horseshoe. And it looks, have you ever seen The Truman Show? It reminds me of that. I mean, everything is just absolutely perfect. You go outside and everything is just spectacular. So if you're looking for a great place to live, now be prepared to wait because there's only so many houses there and it's very popular. And if something does come on the market, you want to be prepared to jump on it because it will go pretty quick because it's very desirable. So where we're headed to is Winco because I'm thinking, okay, AM's probably going home, hard day at work, but you know what? Mrs. AM said, don't forget to pick up some milk. So we're going to go over to Winco, which is just a few hundred yards from Paramount. And that's where we're going to end our journey today. About 14 miles to hair less. There's Lowe's. Maybe you need to stop in there and get some, I don't know, touch-up paint. Some tools. That's what we need. Always need some tools. So here's Eagle Road, busiest road in the state. And we did pretty good on the light. I think we did all right. So there we go. We just crossed Eagle Road there on the right. We're going to go a couple miles, and then we're going to make a north turn up on Meridian Road. Bunch of shopping there. Yeah, there's no end to places you could spend your money. Amazon's where I go. I don't particularly care to get out of the car and go shopping and stand there and hold Tammy's purse while she tries on stuff. It's like, take me now. But if we had to do that, there's plenty of places we could go to do that. See how things are really starting to get spaced out here? Beautiful subdivisions. It's like America, right? Everyone's got the green lawns. Why is it in the middle of August and everything's green? I remember back in Vacaville, this time of year, everything would be brown. And that was some time ago. Can you imagine what it is now where you don't even have enough water to flush your toilet, let alone put on your grass, which, well, your grass died several years ago anyway. Everything's just brown. But here, no, it's green. Why? Well, remember those mountains? Snowpack. That's what we got. We got the aquifer, the snowpack, the rivers, the dams. So, and then we have almost everybody here in the Treasure Valley has pressurized irrigation for your sprinkler system. It comes right out to your yard. It's all hooked up. You probably have a timer on it, and it just kind of takes care of itself. That's why we have trees. Boise, city of trees. That's the motto, nickname, moniker, something. Yeah, so it is beautiful here. But it's a high desert, so we don't get a lot of rain. And is that good or bad? Well, it's good because we have water otherwise. It's good because we don't have humidity. Oh my gosh. Anybody here ever been in the Midwest, down south? Oh, you know what humidity is all about? We don't have it here. It's a dry heat. And yeah, I know our friends in Phoenix say it's a dry heat. Las Vegas, it's a dry heat. No, down there it's hot. It's just hot. When it gets down to at night and it's still triple digits, it's just hot. Here, oh my gosh. We've been getting down overnight into the low 60s. The other morning I woke up and it was 59 degrees out. Oh, that means we just have like a beautiful day up until like 2 o'clock. And then it's, I don't know, in the shade, it's still good. In your car, you probably run the AC because, well, I like to be cool. Let's see. Are we almost there? Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Don't make me pull this car over. Oh, look at all this nice. It's green and flowers. That's pretty nice. And everything seems new and fresh. I visited, now here we're turning on to Meridian Road North. I visited California back in the 80s, and there were so many places that it kind of reminded me of this. It was spread out. It was clean. Everything was new and fresh. Of course, now it's all, well, you know what it's all. But up here, it's not. See, here's one of those roads I was saying that you can see at some point it's going to widen, and there'll be plenty of space. If they ever need it, they may not need it. This road does just fine. Thank you very much. Meridian Road. If you're going the other direction, it will run down into Old Town Meridian, and then it crosses I-84 and then turns into Highway 69, which is a pretty decent road, 2 lanes each direction, that runs down to Kuna. It's Kuna for us locals. If you're from California, I think you have to say Kuna, but if you've been up here a while, it's Kuna. Just subdivision after subdivision. And I know it's like they just planted houses and, it's so bad. It used to be fields. Yeah. But I tell you what, these are pretty nice houses, pretty nice neighborhoods, pretty nice families. It's just pretty nice. And there's some retail around here. I see over on the left is a stinker station. And we're going to be turning there, going west. And then we're going to turn north one more time on Linder. And there's Paramount neighborhood. Did you see that little horseshoe looking thing there? So they actually have stinker t-shirts. It's got a little skunk on it. Yeah, it's pretty cute. You could wear that back to Portland or Sacramento or wherever, and then people will know, hey, apparently you've been up to the Treasure Valley. And you go, yep, got the U-Haul on reserve. Why not? And so here we are going even further west, and it's getting more rural. And you go straight a couple more miles, you're going to be in Canyon County. Not bad. Also, just a couple miles ahead of us is where that new highway is coming down from, eventually from Emmett, but through Star, and then connects up with I-84, and it's Highway 16. Look how wide this is. If this ever needs to be expanded, there's going to be plenty of room to do it without causing noise pollution to all these neighborhoods around the area. So I think that new highway is going to be quite a relief. Eagle Road, even Meridian Road, gets a lot of traffic. I think this new highway is going to relieve a lot of that. Getting closer. There's another stinker station. Oh my gosh. And I've seen some new places to eat up here too that I haven't tried yet. So if you guys come up here and we're out looking at houses and it gets to be that time, let me know. Let's go try someplace. I'm always game for that. And heck, Marine is too. There's a Sonic. Johnny Bronx. That sounds interesting. I'll take that over Sonic. There's a gyro shack. Now, I do like my gyros. And up here on the right is Rocky High, which is nice high school. I've been there when my Treasure Valley daughter, she was on the award-winning speech and debate team, and they traveled to all these other high schools. And this is one of them that they went to. And Mrs. Treasure Valley, Dave and I, we were volunteer judges, and we went over there, got to tromp around the school on a weekend. It's pretty nice. So there's Paramount on the right, another way you can get into it. Do you see that mountain in front of us? Actually, that's Squaw Butte. That's up there by Emmett. Yeah, we're going north, and you can stay on this road and go over the freeway, and then you're going to come up on the backside of Eagle Island State Park. I mean, so you're close to the Boise River, close to Eagle, and there's a lot of fun stuff to do in Eagle. There's a lot of fun stuff to do in Meridian. You go the other direction, go down south, you're going to run into the water park, the Wahoos, and a lot of great stuff to do. But right now, Mr. AM needs to go in here and get his milk and then get back on home. I wonder... Must have a problem there in the control room. Oh, there we go. So that was our route from downtown. You can see we did a little jog. We got on Ustick. They came over. But here's an alternative way. We could have, once we were on Chinden, we could have stayed on Chinden, gone through those lights, and eventually got up there. Probably would have been shorter. Probably would have taken about the same length. Alternatively, we could have kept on the connector, got on I-84, and gone out to, say, 10 Mile. So what'd you think? All the way from BSU campus through downtown, through 5 o'clock rush hour traffic. We hit some of the busiest streets. We kind of peeled off there, took Ustick over, then we got up to McMillan, and thought we'd come over here to Winco, pick up some milk before we head home to Paramount, which is right behind Winco. So how long did all that take? Took 40 minutes. We left BSU at 5 after 5, and we got here at 5:45. So is that good, bad? How's that compared to where you live? Hey, thanks for coming along. We will see you guys on the next video. Hey, thanks for stopping in and learning more about real estate in Nampa, Idaho, and the Treasure Valley. If you'd like to learn more, watch this video here next, or binge on this playlist. When it comes time to sell a home, buy a home, or even relocate to the Treasure Valley, your Treasure Valley Dave team is your real estate expert by your side, helping you get home.